What is up, everybody? Today, we are going on the most insane culinary journey ever attempted. Forget everything you think you know about food, because we are about to dive headfirst into the heart of Latin America to uncover the craziest, most delicious, and most legendary dishes on the planet. This isn't just about eating, it's about exploring the history, the culture, and the unbelievable stories behind every single bite. I'm putting it all on the line to bring you the ultimate food documentary, traveling from country to country to find the best of the best. We are going to explore the origins of the world's most iconic foods, dishes that started in a small village and somehow took over the entire globe. We're going to answer all those questions and more. We're going on an adventure that spans thousands of years and thousands of miles. I challenge you to watch this entire video without getting hungry. I bet you can't do it. Get your snacks ready, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and let's dive into the incredible world of Latin American cuisine. Let's go! Our first stop, Mexico, birthplace of the legendary taco. But before it conquered the world, the taco's story began thousands of years ago. We have to travel back to the ancient Aztec civilization. They were the original taco pioneers, using corn tortillas as edible plates. The original taco was a humble meal, filled with whatever was available. Corn or maize was sacred, and they developed nixtamalization. Without this, the taco as we know it would not exist. So, remember, you're holding a piece of history. This is where the legend began. So how did the taco go from a local Mexican dish to a food you can find in almost every city on Earth? The explosion in popularity is a modern phenomenon, and it started with Mexican migrants moving to the United States in the early 20th century. They brought their incredible food culture with them, setting up small taquerias and street carts, especially in places like Los Angeles and San Antonio. They introduced America to authentic flavors, like the incredible tacos al pastor, which were themselves an adaptation of the shawarma brought by Lebanese immigrants to Mexico. It's a story of cultures colliding and creating something new and unbelievably delicious. At first, these tacos were seen as exotic, a food for the adventurous. But their popularity grew like wildfire. American entrepreneurs saw the massive potential and started creating their own versions. This is where the hard-shell taco, something you rarely find in Mexico, was born. It was engineered for mass production and a longer shelf life, making it perfect for fast food chains and grocery stores. While it's a completely different beast from the soft corn tortillas of Mexico, this Americanized taco was the vehicle that introduced the idea of the taco to millions of people around the world, paving the way for a deeper appreciation of the authentic original. Today, the taco is a global canvas for culinary creativity. You can find tacos filled with anything from Korean barbecue to Indian curry to Japanese tempura. It has become a universal food language, a perfect vessel that can be adapted to any culture and any palate. But no matter how wild the fillings get, the heart of the taco always beats in Mexico. Here, it remains a way of life. There's a taco for every time of day. Tacos de canasta, or steamed tacos for breakfast, rich carnitas tacos for lunch, and sizzling tacos al pastor for a late-night feast. It's an endless world of variety. The taco's journey is the ultimate success story. It traveled from the hands of Aztec farmers to the street corners of Los Angeles and onto the menus of Michelin-starred restaurants. It represents the power of migration, adaptation, and the simple, undeniable truth that a great idea, like putting delicious food in a tortilla, can truly change the world. It's more than just a dish. It's a symbol of Mexican culture, pride, and ingenuity that has been shared with and embraced by the entire planet. And it all started with a kernel of corn and a brilliant idea. Next up, we are traveling south to the stunning coastal nation of Peru. We're leaving the land behind and heading to the ocean because Peru is home to one of the most refreshing, elegant, and deceptively simple dishes ever created: ceviche. This isn't a dish that's cooked with fire or heat. Instead, it's cooked by the raw power of chemistry, using the acidity of citrus juice to transform fresh fish into a culinary masterpiece. But to find the true origins of this incredible dish, we have to go back in time, long before lemons and limes even existed in the Americas. The story of ceviche is a story of the sea itself. For over 2,000 years, the ancient Mochi civilization thrived along the northern coast of Peru. They were master fishermen, living in harmony with the powerful Pacific Ocean. They had an abundance of fresh fish, but they faced a huge challenge: how to preserve it in the warm climate. They came up with an ingenious solution. They would use the juice of a native acidic fruit called the tumbo, a type of banana passion fruit, to marinate and cook their fish. This ancient technique was the earliest known form of ceviche, a revolutionary method of food preparation born from the environment and the incredible creativity of the Moche people. This proto-ceviche was a cornerstone of their diet. It was healthy, it was delicious, and it was a practical way to enjoy the ocean's bounty. When the mighty Inca Empire rose to power, they adopted and continued this tradition. The Inca used chicha, a fermented corn beverage, as their acidic agent to cure the fish. Imagine that, a ceviche marinated in a type of corn beer. It shows how the core concept was adapted, using the ingredients available at the time. It was a dish that was constantly evolving, a reflection of the different cultures that ruled this land over the centuries. So, when you think of ceviche, don't just think of lime juice. Think of the thousands of years of history and innovation that led to the dish we know today. It's a culinary tradition passed down through generations, from the Moche fishermen to the Inca emperors. It's a dish that is fundamentally connected to the Peruvian coast, a testament to the enduring relationship between the people and the sea. This ancient foundation set the stage for the next massive evolution of ceviche, which would come with the arrival of new people and new ingredients from across the ocean. The game completely changed in the 16th century with the arrival of the Spanish. They brought with them a treasure trove of new ingredients from the Old World, but two, in particular, would forever alter the destiny of Peru's greatest dish: limes and onions. The Spanish colonists saw the local tradition of curing fish and recognized its genius. However, they swapped out the native tumbo fruit and chicha for the sharp, powerful acidity of the limes they had brought with them. This was the single biggest turning point in the history of ceviche. The potent citric acid from the lime cooked the fish much faster and gave it that iconic zesty flavor we now associate with modern ceviche. The Spanish also introduced onions and cilantro, which added new layers of texture and aromatic complexity. The combination was electric. The crisp bite of red onion, the fresh perfume of cilantro, the fiery kick of local ají chili peppers, and the bright, clean flavor of lime-cured fish. It was a perfect fusion of cultures in a single bowl. This new version of ceviche quickly became a staple in coastal cities like Lima. It was no longer just a fisherman's meal, it was becoming a sophisticated dish, a symbol of the new mestizo, or mixed culture of Peru. This delicious marinade, the mixture of lime juice, chili, onion, and fish juices, became known as leche de tigre, or tiger's milk. This liquid is considered a delicacy in itself, a powerful, flavorful elixir believed to be both an aphrodisiac and a legendary hangover cure. In Peru, it's common to see people drinking shots of leche de tigre straight from a glass. It's the soul of the ceviche, a concentrated blast of all the incredible flavors that make the dish so addictive. It represents the perfect balance of sour, spicy, salty, and fresh that defines Peruvian cuisine. Today, ceviche is more than just Peru's national dish. It's a source of immense national pride and a global culinary ambassador. Chefs in Lima have elevated it to an art form, creating endless variations with different types of fish, seafood, and exotic ingredients from the Amazon and the Andes. But at its heart, it remains a tribute to the fresh bounty of the Pacific Ocean. From its ancient Moche roots to its modern, sophisticated form, the story of ceviche is the story of Peru itself. A nation defined by its rich history, its diverse cultural influences, and its deep, abiding love for the sea. We're flying to Argentina, a country that takes grilling to a whole new level with asado. It's a cultural event, a way of life. Imagine spending a day with friends and family with an insane spread of grilled meats. It goes back to the gauchos, the legendary cowboys of the Pampas, who developed a simple method: sticking meat on a metal cross, the asador, near a slow-burning fire. They perfected slow roasting, using coarse salt, letting the smoke and fire do their magic. This tradition passed down through generations. Today, asado is the centerpiece of any important gathering. It's an insane feast. So what goes on the grill? Everything. An authentic asado is a parade of different cuts and types of meat, served in a specific order. It starts with smaller items like chorizo and morcilla served as appetizers. Then mollejas, or sweetbreads, a massive delicacy, cooked with precision. After the appetizers, the main event begins. Massive cuts of beef like tira de asado, vacío, and bife de chorizo. The side dishes are just as important. You'll always find chimichurri, the perfect partner for the rich, smoky meat. Ultimately, an asado is about so much more than just eating delicious food. It's about connection, a ritual that strengthens the bonds between family and friends. It's an experience you will never forget. We're heading to Brazil to dive into their national dish, feijoada. This rich, hearty black bean stew is the soul of Brazil on a plate. Imagine slow-cooked black beans with various cuts of pork. Simmered for hours, it transforms into something magical. Feijoada's story goes back to enslaved Africans who created a masterpiece from scraps. It's a symbol of survival, creativity, and a culinary melting pot. Feijoada evolved into Brazil's national dish, a symbol of its diverse heritage. Traditionally eaten on Saturdays, families gather for a long, leisurely lunch. The slow cooking fills the house with an incredible smoky aroma, the smell of a weekend celebration. So you've got this massive pot of rich smoky bean and meat stew. But that's just the beginning of the challenge. A true feijoada experience is all about the side dishes, and there are a ton of them. You absolutely need a bowl of fluffy white rice to soak up all that incredible broth. It's the perfect, neutral base for the intense flavors of the stew. Then, you have farofa, which is a game changer. It's toasted cassava flour, often mixed with bacon, onions, and eggs. It adds this amazing, crunchy, savory texture that contrasts perfectly with the soft stew. Sprinkling farofa over your feijoada is a non-negotiable pro-level move. But wait, there's more. To cut through all that rich, heavy flavor, you need something fresh and sharp. That's where the collard greens, or couve, come in. They are finely sliced and quickly sautéed with garlic until they're bright green and tender crisp. They add a touch of bitterness and freshness that balances the whole plate. And you also get slices of fresh orange. I know it sounds weird, but trust me on this. The acidity and sweetness of the orange slices are the perfect palate cleanser between bites of the heavy stew. It's a genius combination that shows how much thought went into creating the perfect eating experience. And we can't forget the drink. The traditional pairing for feijoada is a caipirinha, Brazil's national cocktail. It's made with cachaca, which is a spirit made from sugarcane, sugar, and lime. It's strong, sweet, and sour, and it's the perfect tasting companion to the rich and savory meal. The whole experience is a symphony of flavors and textures. The smoky stew, the fluffy rice, the crunchy farofa, the fresh greens, the sweet orange, and the sharp cocktail. It's a full-on sensory overload in the best way possible. It's not just a meal, it's an entire event designed for maximum enjoyment. Feijoada is so much more than just Brazil's national dish. It's a celebration of the country's history, its people, and its incredible ability to create beauty and joy from hardship. It represents the soul of Brazil, a country that is vibrant, diverse, and full of life. Eating feijoada is like taking a delicious journey through Brazilian culture. It's a dish that brings people together, fills their bellies, and warms their hearts. It's a powerful, delicious reminder of the country's complex past and its vibrant present. I would literally fly to Brazil right now just for a plate of this. We're flying over to Colombia to explore the cornerstone of their cuisine, arepas. These round patties made from ground maize dough are grilled, baked, or fried. They're incredibly versatile. Enjoy them plain, with butter and cheese, or stuffed with anything you can imagine. Arepas have ancient roots, a staple for indigenous peoples long before Spanish arrival. This simple food has nourished generations. Made from mazaripa, water, and salt, every family has their own way of making them. It's the ultimate comfort food, a taste of home. Arepa are more than food, they're part of Colombia's national identity, a delicious and inescapable part of daily life. Let's talk about stuffing the arepa. The arepa rellena, or stuffed arepa, is a universe of flavor. One classic version is the arepa con queso. They mix huge amounts of cheese into the dough itself. It's a cheese pull of epic proportions. The fillings can be anything you dream up, like carne or pollo desmechado. A popular street food version is the arepa de huevo from the Caribbean coast. The regional variations are exciting. Every region has its own unique style. In Bogotá, you'll find arepa boyacense made with yellow corn flour and cheese. It represents the heart and soul of Colombian food culture. We're flying over to Cuba to try ropa vieja, their legendary national dish. Ropa vieja literally translates to old clothes, but I promise you this is one of the most delicious things you will ever eat. We're talking about tender, shredded beef stewed in a mind-blowing tomato sauce with peppers and onions. It's a staple you'll find on every dinner table across the island, and the story behind it is even crazier than the name. I've chartered this classic 1950s car, and we're going to drive across Havana to find the most authentic ropa vieja in the entire country. The legend behind ropa vieja is one of the wildest origin stories for a food I've ever heard. The story goes that there was this super poor old man who had nothing left to feed his family. He was so desperate that he grabbed his own old, tattered clothes and cooked them in a pot with some herbs and vegetables. He prayed over the pot with so much love and faith that a miracle happened, and the shredded clothes transformed into this amazing, savory, shredded beef stew. And today, we're going to eat a massive plate of it. We've arrived at this family-run restaurant, a paladar, where they've been making ropa vieja the same way for over 50 years. The secret to perfect ropa vieja is patience. They slow cook a tough cut of beef for hours until it's tender. The rich, savory smell of beef, tomatoes, cumin, and oregano fills the room. This is the kind of food that feels like a hug from the inside. You can't have ropa vieja without the classic Cuban sides, fluffy white rice, rich black beans, and fried sweet plantains, or maduros. Ropa vieja symbolizes the Cuban spirit of resilience. It transforms a cheaper cut of meat into something truly luxurious. It's a story passed down through generations, a taste of home for Cubans all over the world. I'm going to take my first bite of the most famous dish in Cuba. We're in El Salvador to try the legendary pupusa. This isn't just food, it's a national treasure. Imagine a warm, thick corn tortilla, stuffed with cheese, beans, or meat. We've hired local chefs to make thousands for an entire village. It's more than just a meal, it's the heartbeat of an entire country. The magic starts with masa, a corn dough that's been a staple for thousands of years. Every pupusa is a piece of history. The most classic is the queso pupusa, stuffed with Salvadoran cheese, or the revuelta, which mixes beans, cheese, and pork. Served with curtido and salsa, it's a full-on experience. It's meant to be shared on a massive scale. The love for pupusas in El Salvador is intense. In 2005, it was declared the national dish, with a holiday every November. The entire country turns into a massive pupusa festival. There are competitions to see who can make the biggest pupusa. It's a testament to how deeply this food is woven into the identity of the Salvadoran people. Making and selling pupusas is a way of life, a craft passed down through generations. They set up their pupuserias to feed their communities. The pupusa is also a symbol of unity, especially for those living abroad. It's a taste of home, a way to connect with their roots and share their culture. This food represents comfort, tradition, and togetherness. The pupusa is a perfect example of how food can define a nation. We're heading to Puerto Rico. We're here for mofongo, a true icon of Boricua cuisine. This dish will change the way you think about plantains. It's fried green plantains mashed with garlic and crispy pork cracklings. The star is the green, unripe plantain, starchy and savory. They mash the fried plantains in a wooden mortar and pestle called a pilon to get the perfect texture. They add mountains of fresh garlic and chicharron. The technique of mashing vegetables in a mortar and pestle was brought to the Caribbean by West African slaves. When this met the Spanish love for garlic and fried pork, mofongo was born, a culinary fusion. What's amazing is its versatility. You can also get mofongo relleno, stuffed with something amazing like shrimp, steak, or octopus. On the island, mofongo is more than just a popular dish. It's a source of immense national pride. It's quintessential comfort food, the kind of meal you crave when you want a true taste of home. You'll find it everywhere, from humble roadside kiosks to the fanciest restaurants in San Juan. The pilon, that wooden mortar and pestle, is a key part of this whole story. It's not just a kitchen tool, it's a symbol of Puerto Rican culinary heritage. The act of making mofongo, of pounding the plantains in the pilon, is a tradition that connects the cook directly to the island's African ancestors. Like many iconic Latin American dishes, mofongo has traveled the globe with the Puerto Rican diaspora. Puerto Rican communities have established restaurants where mofongo is the star of the menu. It's a delicious ambassador for Puerto Rican culture. This dish is a celebration on a plate. This dish has evolved into a true culinary icon. I dare you to try this and not fall in love. Wow, what an insane culinary journey. From the tacos of Mexico to the mofongo of Puerto Rico, we have eaten our way across Latin America and tasted some of the most incredible food on the entire planet. Every single dish we tried was a story, a piece of history, and a testament to the amazing people who make it. We saw how food connects families and builds communities. This has been one of the most epic adventures we have ever been on, and sharing it with you guys has been the best part. Thank you to all the incredible chefs, families, and communities who welcomed us and shared their food and their stories. Go down to the comments right now and let me know. What is your favorite Latin American dish? What country should we go to for our next insane food adventure? And that is a wrap on our Latin American food tour. Do us a huge favor and smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next crazy adventure. Thank you for being the best audience in the world. We'll see you in the next video.